Third time. Third time. It's gonna work, I swear to God. Okay, so once again, guys, not even once again. Today I'm bringing you a Koa'ki Meiru deck profile. Just gonna share you the deck I've made. I like the build I made. I think it's pretty cool. It's fairly consistent. Fairly being pretty nice to myself, but it's fun. And Koa'ki Meiru is a great archetype. You guys should try out. Maybe after the deck profile, I'll give you some thoughts on the banned list and this deck in general. So to start off the deck profile, we have 3 Koa'ki Meiru Knight. He's your monster searcher. He makes rank 4s for free. He's a 2k beater, and he's fucking amazing. To follow him up, we have 3 Crusader. He's your recycle. He also helps beat over things, and he's there for rank 4s. Those are all the monsters we run a count of 3 of, because, in my opinion, those are the only ones you need to run. This is where it gets kind of weird. Run 2 Summoner Monk. Now, I've obviously seen builds that run Summoner Monk, but I don't see many builds that run as many monsters as I do. So we have 2 Summoner Monk, 2 Bear. The reason why I run this is because I run a lot of spells. I run Bear because I run Tenki, and it's an out to the Dijin lock. Like, for Necros, I literally summon Tenki pop. There's that. And it's just a good card in general because it helps you get your searches off for Knight and Crusader. Well, whoop-de-doo. Yeah, crazy. The one-ofs. This is a lot of one-ofs, and a lot of you might disagree. I'm planning on changing this, but as the deck stands currently, 1 Overload, 1 Guardian, 1 Ice, 1 Tornado, 1 Drago, 1 Max C. Now, why do I run Overload? It's a walking Blackhorn. It can negate normal summons. It's just beautiful. Dear God. It is one of my favorite cards in this deck. I run Guardian as a reveal for Overload, and it's just a good card by itself. It's like a better Doom caliber. If I had to switch this up, I would probably take out both my Bears for another Overload and another Max C. I only run 1 Max C because I only have 1. I probably might just take this out for something else. I don't even know. I'm just testing it instead of having 3 MST due to the fact that Vanities got hit, and it's gorgeous because I don't need to worry about that shit anymore. And it's hilarious because it got reprinted. Now everyone has one, literally. You run Ice because pop special summons, pops more special summons for days, and you don't need a reveal. Shuts down BA Shadow. Tellers. I've never actually faced Tellers with this deck, so I can't say that confidently, but it definitely helps against light decks. That is it for the monster count. Moving on to the spells. I run... should I do this in reverse order? I'm going to do this in reverse. Okay, I'm spending a bit too much time on this. I'm sorry. I'm really frustrated with this. We run 3 Upstart. We run 3 Upstarts, so for consistency's sake, and to get to these, and you run 3 of these for consistency's sake, and you need more searchers. You want to have a searcher for your searcher, and then you want to have this card be able to banish it and protect your searcher, because who doesn't love great cards? I've seen people run 2 of these. I disagree with that. You need 3. You need to get Knight in hand as fast as possible. In my opinion. There are other people who run the deck differently, and those guys can have a nice day. I run 2 MST due to the fact that Vanities has now been hit, and this deck really doesn't have much trouble dealing with Floodgates. I main Macro, so that big one's gone. I can main Soul Drain. A lot of the ones don't really hurt, and now that Skill Drain and Vanities are hit, it's just like, I feel like this card will lose a bit of prevalence. It might even go back to how it was in 2014, like early 2014, when people were like not even maining MST. It was crazy. Don't quote me on that, please. You run 2 Iron Core because it's literally a recycle. It recycles itself. It's so cool, and you need it as a reveal for 80-90% of your monster lineup, and it makes Knight go boom and go off, and it's pretty sick. You run 2 Tenki because you need more searches for Knight. You want even more. The only reason I don't like this card is because it makes my deck vulnerable to Rag, Zero, or Rag. That's basically no problem with it. Yeah. 2 Lance, because you want your plays to go through. You need your plays to go through. And 1 book, because it's another spell. So, if I remember probably that rounds up to a number. I don't feel like counting the exact number, but it's a lot of spells. I run more spells than monsters in this deck, which is why you run Summoner Monk. Trap lineup would be 2 Call. I prefer this way more over Soul Charge because it's so much more aggressive. Like, okay, with Call, you can not have to reveal not essentially without penalty, but essentially it makes it less of a neg. Like, if I Urnite into Overload and I have reveal, like I reveal Crusader for Urnite that turn, it doesn't matter if I let Overload die, because I can just have this set and standby phase and look, there's Overload there to negate your summon. It's pretty sick. Or you can reveal for him and then Overload, and then they try and summon again, you just Overload again. It's just much more aggressive. You keep your battle phase, and I mean, I think this card's gonna get better due to I think that MST's prevalence has become less popular. I mean, I think it will always now be prevalent due to the fact that Clees are a deck, and MST will always be good. But this card is still really good in my opinion. I don't even think half of you guys will understand what I'm saying, but that's fine. You run 2 D Prism because I don't have Mirror Forces, and yeah, I never thought I'd be saying that. Wow. Oh, sorry. Deja vu. It's still a good card. I would like Mirror Forces due to the fact that a lot of the decks in the competitive meta OTK, even though I'm not playing competitively this format, well, maybe. I'll think about it. Still a good card. Still gets rid of the problem. For the 1-ofs, you run Bottomless because you hate summons. You run Macro because it's a bitch. You run Compulse because it's probably still one of the best traps of the format. Or ever. TT. This is pretty debatable. This is normally a side out for me because the logic behind that is you work so hard to maintain your board that this just kind of fucks you. I mean, there are plenty of situations where having this card would be optimal, or just ideal, and destroying your opponent's board. But in this deck, when you have your board, it's not very good to destroy your own board. I mean, there have been times when I've been able to, on my turn, banish my thing standby phase, and then activate this. It just... There's parts where it works, parts where it doesn't, and I feel like it's a bit too disruptive for your own deck. And the 1 Vanities, because I can, and it's at 1, and it's shiny. So, yeah. That concludes the main deck. That's 40 cards, and it's pretty sweet. Yeah. I think I'll do the side deck last, due to just how jank it is, to how bad it is. So, I'm not a big fan of this extra deck, mainly because it's not very good. So, I'll still go over it. Basically, you run Dweller, Cowboy, Diamond Dyer. It's like a bad version of Castell now. Rag, Rhapsody, Dark Rebellion, Black Ship, Dragos, really good. Deltaros, because you can make him, and 2 Tiger King. If I really had to optimize this, these would be gone. These would be gone, because I'm probably just going to take out Bear. And probably Diamond Dyer. I'd probably take these 3 out for like an Exciton, Castell, or Exciton 101 Castell. But I mean, until I get those, then... and a Lavalval, that'd be nice too, because the reprint's coming. And if I had to take out something here... Actually, wait a minute, I still have room in this. I could just throw those in right there. But yeah. It works. I don't normally get him out. I mean, when I do, it definitely helps, but I don't normally get him out. Yeah. But I really like this deck, because if you ever want a deck that really makes you learn how to use your rank 4s really well, this deck is amazing for that. On to my side deck, which isn't even really a side deck. It's kind of just like thrown together shit. 1 Urgent Synth, because I think I forgot to throw this back in, but it's in here. My 3rd 10 key, because maybe I need more searches, and, maybe a guy likes running a lot of MST in back row. 2 Flying C, which I'm probably going to take out, but, they're still okay. They're not bad. They're a hand trap. The other 2 Drago for Shadow, Burning Abyss, Tellers, anything light and dark, basically. System down for Quills, for Koa'ki Meirus, for Karakuri. That's the name. Yeah. And then 3 Shadow Imprisoning, which I really need to fix, because I don't like having these. If I run Drago, I don't need these, so I need to get rid of these. Do you guys remember when Shadows were a problem? I don't. When Star Safes come out, though, I'm going to be eating my words, which is going to suck. Poor Snatch Steal. Got hit. To end this off, really, my opinions of the deck, it's really fun. It's a really good thing to teach you how to balance your resources when it comes to deck. It's linear to a point, but not so linear. So if you're a person like me who was playing very linear decks like Noble Knights and all these other decks and Battling Boxers, and you wanted to break away, I felt like this is a really good deck to do that because it's linear to a point. Like, you can only Urnite into so many things to where you actually have to start thinking about when do I use Ice, when do I use Tornado. And those are the main things, and you kind of just need to learn to anticipate what your opponent's going to do, which obviously is a hard thing to do. Do I think this deck is competitive? Probably not. It's probably too slow, to be completely honest. It's like every other thing I'd run. It's just too slow. And I guess to close it off, I'll just do my thoughts on the ban list. I like this ban list a lot. It's a lot of fun. I'm kind of sad they took away Snatch Steal because I thought that it was I don't think it was an unhealthy card for the game. I thought it was actually really interesting because it was just, and the same thing for Vanities. I'm happy it's gone, but then I'm sad it's gone because Vanities was the only way rogue decks really had a chance to fight the top tier decks, which is, cool because, you don't have to be a total freaking baller player to make it. And I'm not saying you needed to now, but, fucking Necros aren't cheap. So, my point being that Vanities helped budget players play competitively. And now that it's gone, it's not impossible, but it's a lot harder to play competitively in this format. Crush card to 1, that was pretty cool. I'm yet to, I'm kind of scared because there's an Evil Swarm player that I play against too, and he's pretty hyped about that. I'm kind of scared about that now that I'm thinking about it. But other than that, the ban list really doesn't affect me all that much. Yeah. Guys, I hope you have a good day, and have any comments, questions, suggestions of what for me to do next, let me know down below, guys. Thanks.